No matter how much money you have, your money story can cause you the most utter joy or self-punishment or suffering. Welcome. Today we're here to talk with the angels and talk about money and all things abundance and love. Did you know that depending on where you learned all your patterns around money, your relationship with money can be a source of great comfort or incredible anxiety and worry and suffering and all things miserable, right? So ask yourself, how did your parents relate to their money? Were they happy? Were they relaxed? No matter whether they had money or not? Did they make up miracles even on Christmas Day when they were just opening some packages that didn't have a lot of financial value to those presents? That they just always were in a state of bliss no matter what they received? They were always in a place of gratitude. Most likely not, right? A lot of us grew up in an environment where even if we had an incredible amount of wealth, but we had food on the table, we had a roof over our head, we had clothes on our back, we were constantly bombarded with these patterns of scarcity and lack, and that actually embedded itself into our nervous system. And so today's conversation is really talking about your memories related to your money story, and who and what would you be without your money story? Just for a second, pause on all the memories you've ever had in regards to your money story. Could you just suck them all out and imagine that none of those money stories actually happened? Who would you be in relationship to money? Who would you be in relationship to yourself? Would you have more worth or less worth? Do you realize that there isn't a correlation between how much money you have and how much worth you have? Those two are completely separate. Reminding yourself that you are valuable no matter what. Because a lot of times our memories create the idea of what we're worth based on the relationship that our parents or whoever raised you gave you and you adopted as truth. So today's question is, are you living someone else's money story? Or are you living your own money story? And what about the universal money story? Like the knowingness that there's so much abundance from there's God's infinite menu. How do we tap into that? How do we rest in that story? Okay, so today's topics are your money story, and it can be curated by you. We're going to have Damaris and Angelo speak to the White Light Council and share her magical stories and downloads from the angels, and then we're going to do a meditation of really getting into the heart of things. If you don't know me, I'm Johanna Gardner. I'm an intuitive business coach and a master energy healer for 30 plus years. I had built a multi-million-dollar real estate company, and my soul had a completely different story. And so now I teach people how to step into the quantum field and get massive very, very quick results in changing their money story, and changing their relationship to their self-worth and their money. And I absolutely love, love, love sharing what I do with others, and they get miracle results. Money is kind of like food. We can't live without it in the Western society, right? And it forces us to work within a community money story that we may or may not like. Your money story is related to your perception, and your perception creates your reality. If you had stopped to think and taken a second of, okay, how am I going to survive? How do I relate to the world without my money story? And how do I relate to me? That is creating your perception of reality. And whether it's creating joy and ease and bliss and happiness, or it's creating anxiety and stress and worry and suffering. What are you telling yourself around your strengths in regards to who you are and your value, or in reference to your weaknesses and your limitations? Whether you can really love your abundance, whether it's incy wincy or whether it's billions. Are you in a state of suffering? I know a billionaire who's constantly suffering. Like, he's constantly worried about the next dollar. Like, even if he has a $40,000 bill, it's like, oh. And then I know some people who have very little, and they're constantly just manifesting in the flow and the ease and the grace and trusting the divine, because they know that that relationship that they have with money is a relationship that they have with themselves. If you're in a dark room all by yourself and you're miserable, then you're pretty bad company for yourself. And we are creating a level of ease and grace with ourselves. This is what we're doing. We're utilizing the story of money in order to be able to help you get connected to yourself and your truth and your love and your joy and your ease and your grace. Do you feel proud of your money story? Are you think about all the times that you've made money and you've lost money and it's flowed through your life? Are you so grateful for all the infinite experiences that you've had because of money? Or are you in a state of like, oh, it just it's never here all the time. It's always, I'm always in a state of lack. I'm always in the state of scarcity. I'm always in the state of I need more. But is that really the truth? Because honestly, you have the perfect amount of money for you right here, right now, for your own enlightenment, your own awareness, your own awakening. Because there's magic in that. We have a tendency to go up into our heads and create all these thoughts about who we are and our self-worth in reference to our money story, whether we have a lot, whether we have nothing, whether we have plenty. It's that conversation that you're having within yourself. And are you utilizing it as an opportunity to grow? You know, a lot of us in the past have been in survival mode, and we've used money and our energy of our form in order to manipulate, in order to be able to stay alive. We've used the resources that we've had in order to be able to manipulate people, to shame people, to guilt people, to coerce in order for us to survive. But we're moving into this new state of being. And as we move into this new state of being, we have to let go of all the ways that we were trained to focus in on our story that we were taught, right? From our parents. And in order for us to step out of that story, we actually have to think of ourselves as disconnecting from our parents. And that could be an incredible threat to our old self. And some of us don't really feel comfortable enough to be able to have the strength to say, I'm going to step out of my parents' story and step into my story. And that could be really, really scary. Because what if our parents don't accept us? What if our parents shame us or guilt us? Oh, you didn't get that job. Oh, you didn't get that mansion. Oh, look at the way that you decided not to go to college. The shaming and oh, who's that partner? Are you going to marry them? They'd have no money. All the ways that we fit ourselves into boxes in relationship to how we would feel safe and secure and protected. We think it's about our money story. We think now we're older and we have our own independence that it's money's fault, but it's actually our subconscious programming. And if we can step out of that box, if we can step outside of those parameters where we would constantly feel shamed or guilted or judged, if we can analyze them with a purity, acknowledge that they were just the beliefs that our parents adopted and our parents before them and our ancestors, that those beliefs helped them survive, but are actually crushing our opportunities for thriving, feeling loved and supported, and in peace and ease and grace, no matter what is happening outside of ourselves. What if you had millions of dollars and you couldn't enjoy it because you didn't do it the way that your parents wanted you to? Would that be wealth? Would that be really creating a sense of richness within your beingness? Or would you use it as a methodology for self-punishment? So it's not really the amount of money that we're searching for, but it's the relationship that we have with ourselves and our self-worth and our ability to manage the emotions and the beliefs and the mindset that we have in regards to it. Are we going to sacrifice our beingness for that belief? That's what we're fighting with right here, right now, is that that's what our parents believed. That's what society in the old way of doing things believed. And yet we are birthing this new way of being, the truth of knowing that we are all incredibly abundant in every now moment. That no matter what our money situation is telling us, That isn't the truth of who we are. We're incredibly valuable. We're infinitely valuable. So are you going to choose that? Or are you going to choose the pain of the story? I heard something, it was like, pain is safer than pleasure for many people. Right? If we made millions of dollars without our parents' approval, then pain might be a justification. Our emotional suffering might be a justification. So therefore therefore then we continue that relationship, we continue that connection with our parents. But I'm going to invite you to today, in today's conversation and the meditation that we do, is to recognize the gift and the struggle of that perhaps you are the birther and the creator of a new money story for the planet. And as much as it is restricting you, and as much as there's struggle and strife around breaking apart those old bonds, those old connections, birthing this new way of co-creating with each other, of the law of reciprocity, of believing in that as you give, you will receive. If you constantly lean into that giving and giving and giving, the law of reciprocity states that you must receive. There are so many times when I was suffering so much with my money story. I had, many of you know, I owned a hotel, and 2008 had happened, and the economy was really, 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 really tough. And I was struggling with all of it. And I went on a walk with my dog, and I met this beautiful couple. And this couple, I thought, were having a picnic. And you know, just who I am, I knew that there wasn't a lot of restaurants or anything in the close vicinity. And we were kind of joking around, and I said, oh, you know, you're welcome if you need to use the restroom in my hotel just down the street. And they said, do you have any food? I immediately realized that they weren't having a picnic, and that they, as they got up, pulled the blankets, and the cardboard boxes were under the blankets, and that they had been sleeping there. And I said, of course, we always have food left over from breakfast. Please go and tell my staff that Johanna had, you know, said it was okay. So they go, and anyway, as I come back from my walk, they're stepping out of their breakfast, and they said, would it be possible if we could come back tomorrow and work for our breakfast? Of course. There's always food left over, and I'd be happy to receive their gift. Not really expecting that they would. And they came back. They came back the next day, and the next day, and the next day, and the next day. And I was really grateful, because, you know, our times were tough, and so it was a really great trade. And eventually they ended up having a job, and they stayed at the hotel. We would move them from room to room, and it was 6 months later. And things happened, and then they had to move on. But the point was the realization that the law of reciprocity, the law that we give and we take and we share and we give and we work together, that is the new way that we are birthing this new currency between all of us. And I know without a doubt that because I was in that relationship with that couple, there was this law of reciprocity that I got to receive from keeping the hotel open in very, very tough economic times. And I know that helped. I know that I received in so many different ways because I stepped into what was being offered to me. It was like the divine was saying, are you sure you trust? Here's an opportunity to give. Are you willing to allow yourself to be part of that story? And so your money story they're changing. It's changing right now from the old patterning, the old way that we used to do money, that we used to do resources, that we used to share. And it's coming back to love. It's coming back to that law of reciprocity of giving and taking and sharing and being able to completely receive in this moment, right here, right now. Because that's the wealthiest you'll ever be. Love yourself rich, right here, right now. If you've enjoyed this message and you want to share it, like the little like button down below, please share comments. I'd love to receive your insights as to some of the lovely stories that the angels flow through me. And we're coming up to our beautiful section where we get to be loved on by our lovely Damari St. Angelo. And I'm going to bring her up right now. Here she is. Thank you, darling. I'm so excited to see you. How are you?
I am amazing. Happy to be here to bask in the love and also magnify it with whatever the White Light Council wants to bring forward for the people here.
So excited.
All right.
I'll let you do it.
Let's do this. All right. Okay. So if you've been watching these workshops, you know that when the White Light Council comes through, they say that it's much more than their words. It's also the frequencies that they are sending over. And all you have to do is open your heart and say, yes, I receive. And they will transmit these energies to help open your energy centers, help open your chakras, help dissolve whatever may be stuck energetically so that the abundance can flow through. Okay, so I'm just gonna close my eyes and take a few deep breaths and they will come through. We are light, we are love, and we are here. And we are delighted as always to be here with you in this glorious, glorious day. So beautiful with you in it. And today it is our pleasure to talk to you about empowerment. Empowerment. All of you here are in this space because you wish to feel more empowered in whatever area it is that you actually don't feel like you have the power to manifest what it is that you desire. And that is part of being human. It's actually part of being a soul. You always want to continue growing and evolving. And you will always find an area to expand into. And that means finding within you the power to bring that experience into your life. So today we wish to bring some perspectives, some insights, if you will, some remembrances to help you remember your divine power as the creator that you are. So how do you create? How do we create? Dear ones, it is all about vibration. This universe, multiverse that we all live in, it's an energetic universe. And it all works through vibration. Energy vibrates. And there's universal laws, universal principles that work with the energy and the vibration. And this is how things manifest in your physical world. The energy based on where you focus your thoughts and what you believe in, because your beliefs are just thoughts that you keep thinking and then you believe them as truth. So whatever you believe in, it's actually you're directing the energy within you and all around you to solidify and then be manifested at things that you can touch, you can see, you can hear, because you are in a physical universe and you use your physical senses to experience your creations. And underneath it all is all energy, energy vibrating. Your beliefs are also carriers of energy. And the physical world is just a mirror reflecting back to you the energy, the frequencies, the vibrations of what's inside you, the beliefs. And then the emotions that you feel because of these beliefs are just like fuel. They're like gasoline that magnify the power of your beliefs. It's like the magnetic fuel. All right. So how can you use this remembrance? Because all of you know this inside your core. All of you came here to Earth knowing this, that this is how creation happens. And then part of the game rules here on Earth is that you forget. And that's okay. It's part of the game. It keeps things interesting. And you said, I will go onto Earth to the 3D dimension where the frequencies are in alignment with energies of, we want to say limitation, beliefs in limitation. So the beliefs that are focused on limitation have a certain frequency. And you said, I will step into the 3D world where there are beliefs in limitation, there's fears because of limitation, there's beliefs in separation. We believe that we are separate from each other, from God, from anything that we want, and that brings up fear. And then all the emotions underneath that: sadness, anger, frustration, disappointment. So, do you feel empowered when we say those words? When you tune into your body, you will feel the energies of this empowerment, right? What does that feel like? It feels contracting. It feels, does not feel good, does it? And yet you said, I'm going to go forth to Earth to empower myself. And as I move through the journey of empowering myself, my energy is going to vibrate faster and faster and faster, because I'm going to be going into the energies of love. And love has a different vibration, a different frequency than fear. And then what happens is you will start remembering more of who you really are. And who are you, dear ones? You here who are watching this workshop and being in this experience with us, you know who you are. And many of you will say, I am my soul. I am my higher self. I am God. I am all that is. I am divine love. And that's part of the awakening. Not everyone that is asked this question will answer in this way. But you will. You are. Because you're awakening. You're the forerunners of this awakening process. And what happens is, as you start connecting more and more and remembering more and more who you are, your vibration starts vibrating faster and faster. Your heart opens to love, and you start empowering yourself. And your beliefs, your thoughts, what you focus on will start shifting from lack, separation, limitation, towards love, abundance, flow. And the thoughts that you start thinking will be more aligned with, I am powerful. I am the creator of my life. Everything is happening for me. Therefore, what I experienced before, the lack, the limitation, the anguish, the struggle, my heart opens with gratitude towards that. Because from that contrast, I am birthing the new me, the new empowered me. And then the areas that you found the most challenging before will start shifting. And if, let's say, the area was money and you were struggling with money, now these new thoughts, these new beliefs are more in alignment with what your soul knows, with who you really are knows. That money is just energy like everything else. And you, as the creator of your life, you can focus your thoughts and create a new story, right? Like Johanna was saying. You let go of the old story of separation that the parents, the people around you, society have believed in. You're like, no, I am creating my own story. And it's a story that's based on love. And I'm going to love myself so much because the soul of me loves me. The God of me loves me. And therefore, I am going to give myself everything that my heart desires. How does that feel? Imagine yourself in this moment having all the abundance, all the money that you wish to have. Because it is just energy. And it's an energy that you have given the meaning in this physical world that means support. So your soul knows that you are fully and completely supported. Now, it is up to you to choose to believe this. Because as you believe, you will experience. It is just law. It is universal principle. And this is the empowerment that you have said, yes, 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 I am here on earth to empower myself in this timeline in 2023. I am stepping into the power of who I am, and I am choosing to create all the abundance, all the support, all the joy, all the connection, all the play that will make my heart sing. That, dear ones, is up to you. You have the power right here, right now, to step into that reality, into that timeline, because there is a version of you in this infinite world where there are infinite timelines. There are infinite versions of you right here, right now, having all these experiences. So there is a version of you who's actually struggling more than you are. And then there's other versions of you who are having an easier time, a more joyful time, a more abundant time. The version that you will experience in your body that is listening to this right now is what you choose. So, what do you choose to be in alignment with? That will be determined by the thoughts that you focus on. So, we invite you to create a new story, a story that is magnificent, a story that feels good in every cell of your body, a story where your whole being is in alignment with love, with ease and joy. You came here to enjoy life. You came here to play. And you will determine by your choice of what you focus on what this game is going to look like for you. We adore you. And we know that everything is perfect. So we invite you to let go of all judgment around your past experiences, your current experiences, and what you will choose. There is no judgment here. There is no right or wrong, better or worse. It's just an experience that you're choosing to have. Most of humanity has been choosing this experience unconsciously. But you are here because you wanted to hear this message, to remember your power to create the reality that you desire. We love you, we love you, we love you. And know that your soul is guiding you to your highest and best and most joyful timeline. Open your heart, open your mind to receive. You are worthy of all this and so much more. We are in your hearts. As we have said before, we are you. You are us. We love you. And with this, we are light, we are love, and we are here always, always with you. Hey, Johanna.
Hello, beautiful. Thank you so much.
My pleasure.
I feel like there's so much going on with the purge and all the planets in retrograde. There's just like so many different things that are going on. And right now, it's so important to just calm our nervous systems and remember that the change is actually really good.
And what they're saying is, just like that said, our beliefs create our reality. We have the power to direct our energy and our reality to say, that's not part of my reality. I am a sovereign being. And no matter if Mercury is in retrograde, it
That's a
does not
story.
matter. It doesn't matter where the planets are aligned. if I choose to give my power to that belief system, then I will be affected. But who do I choose to give my power to? What do I want? Do I give my power to the planets? If that is so, it's just a belief system. They will reflect back to us our belief that we give our power away, and that struggle, that they're just going to magnify what's inside. So if we see that as coming up to be fully released and us becoming aware, oh, that's a belief system. It's being triggered because there's something inside of me. And that's a gift. And with that gift, what do you choose? Oh, I choose ease.
Mm-hmm.
I choose ease in communication. I choose ease with technology. I command it as the God of me that I am. Your experience, our experience, myself included, is going to be different. So they say, don't give your power away to anything. This is a time to awaken to the power within us that we get to command. We get to say what we want to experience. And to keep choosing love, keep choosing love, keep choosing love, because that's what opens what we really want to experience.
So true, so true. And I think that goes with everything, not just the planets, right? Like even the way that your parents are behaving, the way that your siblings are behaving, the way that the economy is behaving, the way that the politics or whatever the hell is going on out there. We just have the ability to just go in here and make that choice. Say, just remembering that we have that empowerment, we have that ability to decide, are we going to be at peace, are we going to be in harmony with whatever is, or are we going to be at war with it?
Yeah, it's like the most important thing is our inner alignment, our alignment with what we want, with what our soul knows is true. So it really doesn't matter what's going on in the other world. Like, we need to check in with ourselves. What is the truth? Like, what's empowering for me? And your soul, that opens up your awareness for your soul to guide you, right? Yeah, so it really doesn't matter, like you said, whatever is happening outside is what's happening inside. And it's constant choosing awareness. So thanking everyone around us, everything that's happening, for the awareness of, oh, that's just a reflection of what's happening inside.
Yeah, and to use it as a contrast, to use it as a tool to be able to carve your own choices, right? Your choices are almost like a sculptor, and every choice that you make, you're sculpting your life.
Yeah.
Whether in ease or grace or joy or bliss, or are you choosing to create self-punishment or self-judgment or guilt or shame or any of those?
Yeah, that's right, Johanna. And what I'm hearing is, how do we choose? You say it's simple. We're just choosing with every thought that we have. That's how we choose what we're thinking, what we're focusing on. Oh my gosh, so empowering to know that we have that choice. And some of us may feel like, well, I don't have a choice on what thoughts come into my mind, or I'm afraid of the thoughts that are in my mind right now. Right? Oh no, does that mean that this is what I'm creating? And they say, like, the fear of the thoughts that are in the mind is like it's giving your power away to more of that. So they're saying, no, it's okay, thank you. What do I want? What do I need to believe experience I want? And then state that as, oh, this is the truth for me today. Like that was the truth for me later. I mean, before, this is my truth. And then just saying, being as the God that I am, I'm commanding all of reality to create this with me. And then you step into that timeline where that version of you is already experiencing that. But it's like you have to go there first in your mind, and then your body follows and gets into that timeline.
It really is. I mean,
Funny.
that's really the way that we, if we have any control over our manifestations, is that is just our ability to just continually be in a state of love. Because as we continually stay, even in the hard parts, even in the wobble, even in the stress, even in the, and it's not, you're not going to be perfect at it, right? Like we're learning, we're figuring out how to become the masters of our own inner selves, because we haven't necessarily been taught by anybody that that was a priority. In
Right.
fact, and we've been taught to control everybody else, everything else. And, you
Yeah.
know, whatever you're watching on the news, that's all their fault why I feel unhappy.
Yeah. Yeah. We're putting, we're saying that it's all their fault. And what comes up is coming up for me is all the times that I have said to myself, Tamara, you should, if I'm an area that I'm struggling with, and I would say, I should know that better by now. Like, why is this happening? Like, I have been immersed in spirituality and all these subjects. Like, I should be farther along in this area of my life. But is that loving towards myself? Like, no. So that's keeping me stuck in that area. So by bringing in the compassion, bringing in the love, that actually makes it easier to then like experience what I really want.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, and I'm finding that even my physical body has stuff lodged in it, right? Like, um, and that's dense, right? That density is real. It's part of the human experience. Just like, you know, we all went through puberty. We all figured that stuff out. Hormonal changes, chaos, you know, how our brain worked. Everything was evolving. We all started as a fetus. You know, there's magic beyond our thinking.
Mm-hmm.
And so I think that the first step is really having compassion over to whatever's arising within you and allowing yourself to practice that compassion. Feel the feelings, don't bypass them, but um, don't try to control them per se. Just allow them to float through you, and knowing that that is part of the process. It's part of your body is awakening. Your body is going through the ascension process. Your body is going to, you know, be attached to its comforts. Um, and that's okay. And right, like, I mean, if you've ever try and give up sugar, your body screams at you. That's mine anyway.
Absolutely, absolutely.
And so
That
you
was
know,
part
it's
of
it's
the,
had its old comforts.
yeah, yeah. It's like bringing in more of our soul and blending it with our human self and our bodies. And our bodies have like their own system going on. So bringing in that compassion towards our bodies and ourselves in every way. Yeah.
Yeah, being super sweet to ourselves. Well, thank you for the reminder. Thank you to the White Light Council. Appreciate you as always. Sending you lots of love.
Love you
Mm,
guys.
thank you, thank you, thank you. All right. We'll just move on to our meditation and be a quick meditation into our heart space today. I'm gonna turn on some music and hold on one second. And I thought I was going to turn on some music. Oh, here we go. All right, let's make sure everybody in the chat, they can hear the music. All right, let's just get into our heart centers. Make sure sound is okay. All right, let's just get into our heart centers and absorb and integrate all the beautiful words and wisdom that was shared this morning. Because there was a lot of transmission energetically that came through the words today, through our angels. Maybe our bodies are purging the old way and our old attachments. That's okay. Because as we continue to purge, we continue to open up more space for love and light. So as we center here in this moment, right here, with love and light, breathing through our feet, the earth energy up through our feet, our ankles, our calves, our knees, our thighs, our pelvis, into the core of who we are, up around our shoulders, down our arms, into our hands, to the tips of our fingers, up through the column of our spine, into our brain, the back of our brain, to the back of our eyes, to the back of our nose, to our lips and our ears, and all of our skin, acknowledging our beautiful skin as an organ that protects us every day. Focus in on your root chakra, down there on your pelvis, open it up in the front of you and the back of you. Your orange sacral chakra, the front and the back of you. Your solar plexus, the front and the back of you. The heart chakra, the front and the back of you. Your throat chakra, the front of you and the back of you. Your third eye, the front of you and the back of you, and your crown. Reaching to the skies, all the way through the upper limits of all the dimensions, allowing all that beautiful white light, sprinkly white light, that golden white light, to come sprinkling in through your crown, all the way down your body. And now you are connected to the infinite wisdom and source of love with God, the divine. And in the mind's eye, I want you to step out into a pathway, into a beautiful meadow. And there are angels there waiting for you. They're going to give you this magical cape. That magical cape, as you put it on, brings you so much comfort. It connects you to your inner home, connects you to your divinity, and you feel safe in that cape. And you just take an inner breath, feeling at home and relaxed and centered in the divine wisdom that you are, embodying your magic. And as you slowly look in front of you, there are your parents and or those who raised you, you adopted your money story primarily from. And you are just simply here to thank them. Just say thank you for the gift that they gave you through your young childhood, for it was all purposeful. It was all to help you reach your inner divinity right here, right now. Their story, their beliefs are for you to integrate and rise above. And right here, right now, is just to have gratitude for them. Gratitude for acknowledging that everything has been magical, everything has been carefully planned by your soul, purposefully, with so much intricacies, making sure that you end up in the right place in the right time with the right people, all for your own inner growth and expansion, and for you to contribute to human collective and their expansion and their joy and their ease as we continue going through this transition of saying goodbye to our old selves, our old beliefs, the old paradigm that has served us so well. And yet we are ready to let go. We're ready to step into the new. And so as you thank your parents, receive the gift of their money story. And when you feel at ease, I want you to turn around and have them to the back of you and look out in front of you. And there in front of you is the new path, the new you, the new money story that is being birthed here on the planet into humanity. And I want you to witness all the magical beings that are birthing this new way of being with each other in the future together. They all have their capes on, and they are all waiting for you to step forward to join them on this new magical journey as we continue to create this new way of co-creating with each other. That we have more ease and more grace and more flow, and that we work together, that we remember our divinity, that we remind each other of our divinity, that we see each other's divinity. And as we step out and to create together the new way of working, the new way of collaborating, the new way of loving each other, we open our hearts and receive that beautiful co-creative state of beingness with each other. We know that this is who we are. We step into a knowing of this. And we embrace it with all our hearts. We know that we came with a mission in our hearts, in our DNA. And this step that we are taking together, as we continue to reinforce these beliefs, these new ways of being, these new positive, co-creative ways, are part of the new. We step into this beautiful effervescent energy that calms our nervous systems, that allows us to just sink in and trust. We embrace the new. As though the old was a distant memory, dissolving more and more as we stand in the truth of who we are and the light that we are and the love that we are. And as we bravely anchor in this new light, this new love, this new way of beingness with each other, it becomes our truth. It becomes more and more evident as we continue to move into our alignment with the power that we are. To step into the goodness, to receive, and just let go. Let go. And breathe in with a big smile on your face. More ease. More grace. More magic. More synchronicities. More flow. And life becomes more effortless. And our bodies release into the joy of that. And so it is. We were born here for this time, this magic. Anchor this new feeling into your body right here, right now. Dissolving all the old, integrating it into our systems and having gratitude for all of it. It was a beautiful story. All right. And if you're watching on YouTube, please receive my gratitude, and everyone here who's live. Thank you, thank you, thank you for being here. We appreciate you. Please like and subscribe. Share it with your friends and family, whoever's going through a hard time with their money story right now. We really appreciate your love and you being here on the planet. You're important. You're an important part of creating this new money story. So thank you so much. Sending you so much love from my heart to yours. See you next time.